Welcome to Stock Talk by Small Cap Millionaire, where ordinary people make extraordinary gains. This is an stock market education podcast that focuses on stock market and company analysis. This podcast is for education purpose and should not be considered as investment or stock advice. This podcast focuses on stock investment ideas and we employ independent thinking and unbiased opinion. For more information on our strategy of stock analysis, visit www.smallcapmillionaires.com or check out our book Small Cap Millionaire on Amazon. You could also look at a free course on Udemy called as Stock Talk that we offer. Thank you for listening and please subscribe for weekly investment ideas. We are present on Spotify, Apple Podcast or Google Podcast. Hello everyone, today is 19th April 2020 and welcome to this podcast. Today we are going to discuss about an approach of investing called as growth investing. So what is growth investing? Growth investing is an investment style and strategy that is focused on increase in investors' capital. So you're trying to grow your capital. Growth investors typically invest in growth stock, that is companies whose earnings are expected to increase at an above average rate as compared to their industry and overall market. So growth companies are companies that grow faster than the overall market as well as their industry. Growth investing is highly attractive to many investors because buying stocks in emerging companies can provide impressive returns if the companies are successful. However, such companies are untried and thus often pose a fairly high amount of risk. So growth investing is all about finding companies that are growing or have potential to grow faster than the market. So how to identify growth companies? So first thing to focus on is the industry. So the industry that they are working in should have a potential of growth. It is not saturated, so future potential for the industry looks good. Growth companies have a higher PE ratio than S&P 500. That is also a potential marker for finding out growth companies. Growth companies have growth rate in revenues that are more than S&P 500 average. So whatever the overall growth rate of revenues in S&P 500 or overall market is there, growth companies are growing faster than that. They have high return on equity, generally more than 10%, and growth companies have a potential to increase earnings and free cash flow. So the estimate or future predictions for the earnings as well as free cash flow is that they are going to increase it. So I'm going to discuss today about a sector called as fintech, and specifically in fintech, payment processing sector. So my overall investment theme is hard cash uses has been going down for a number of years now. So amount of hard cash that we use has been going down, and this has been accelerated by COVID-19. Now people are afraid of using cash because you don't know who has touched that cash, and there is potential spread of virus because of cash being used by multiple vendors or multiple people. So the amount of hard cash that we are going to use has gone down, and that has even more accelerated because of COVID-19. Specifically, I have seen stores in my area, my grocery stores, or even point of sales restaurants, takeout restaurants, that have stopped taking cash. They're insisting on online payments or point of contact payments. So what we are going to see, what is the fallback, what is the fallout of this COVID-19 virus? So there are going to be more online transactions. There is going to be more online business revenues. We are all working from home, so we are transacting more online, and there is change in regulation too. So specifically in United States, two companies called as Square and PayPal, they have been granted permission to disburse loans as well as to hand out the payments that the government is giving. So support payment that the government is giving, PayPal as well as Square has been approved to give out those payments, and that's a big regulation change. Earlier only banks were allowed to give out government payments, but now even fintech firms have been approved to give out payments. So regulations are changing too. And one more fact is, more than 20% of American populations who file taxes do not have a bank account. So only way to reach these individuals who don't have a bank account is through these kind of fintech firms. So the penetration of banking may increase, and especially in developing world, it has great potential to increase further. So I'm going to discuss two companies today. One is PayPal Holding, which operates as a technology platform company that enables digital and mobile payments on behalf of consumers and merchants. Company offers online payment solution. PayPal Holding serves customers worldwide. So it has not only US presence, but it is present all over the world. PayPal transacts millions of payments at digital speed. The company enables individuals and merchants to electronically transfer money via numerous methods, with payments originating from a customer's bank account, credit card, or PayPal account. So it enables you to connect all three. You can connect a bank account with a PayPal account, you can have a separate PayPal account, or you can have a credit card that is linked to your PayPal account. PayPal is a giant in online payment industry with nearly 270 million active accounts, including 21 million merchant accounts across more than 200 markets. It earns fees from payment transactions, foreign exchange, and withdrawals from foreign bank accounts, as well as from interest on consumer balance and PayPal branded credit and debit cards. The firm processes approximately 10 payment transactions a year. The US accounts for more than half of PayPal's total revenue. So 50% is international revenue for PayPal, 50% is domestic US revenues for PayPal. Now, key features about that stock. The current price is around 82. 52-week high has been around 124. So it is nearly 40% down since $40 down since its peak price of 124. PE ratio is currently 51. So one more potential thing. S&P 500 PE ratio is around 25, means it's in the range of 20 to 25. This firm has a PE ratio of 51. So it is twice as high as S&P 500. It's a potential marker for a growth company. Highest it has ever been is 62 in the last 3 years. Lowest PE ratio is around 35 in 2019. It was trading around a PE ratio of 35. Current earning is 2.19. Now this is important. Even with this coronavirus hitting everyone, the estimated earnings are expected to increase. So analysts are estimating earnings of PayPal, earning per share of PayPal, to go up from $2.19 to $3.17. So a $1 jump in earnings. Insider holding has seen an increase of 19.94. So who are insiders? Insiders are employees and management of the company. So insider holding has seen a bump of 19%, almost 20%. So a lot of insiders have bought this stock in last 6 months. That's a good sign, because if you're a management and you believe in this company, then you would buy it. Return on equity is 15.2%, which is higher than our estimate of 10%. So we believe that growth companies show an ROE that more than 10%. So it qualifies in that. Cash per share is 3.29. That is good. It generates free cash. Debt to assets 10%, which is excellent. And debt to equity is 32%, which is not too bad too. 3 years average growth in US revenue is around 18% and international revenue growth around 18% again. And one more important factor, 86% of analysts right now are recommending a buy on this stock because they see a potential increase in earning per share. And most of the companies are going to struggle with earning per share. But PayPal is expected to increase its earning per share. Now that's a very excellent sign. So if you're a growth investor, you could look you could add PayPal into your watch list. Even with current P ratio of 51, which is very high, if you do not have any exposure to this stock, you could look into it, or I would wait for a drop in market to get into this stock, but in my watch list for sure. The next company that we are going to discuss is Square Inc. So Square Inc. provides mobile payment solution. The company develops point of sale software that helps in digital receipts, inventory and sales report, as well as offer analytics and feedback. Square also provides financial and marketing services. So if you're using any bakery in United States, most of them have Square provided hardware. It's a card reader software to merchants and other financial providers that enables them to accept credit card point of sale transaction. Square software handles the back end of transaction, making sure accounts square up between the merchants, the card companies, banks and everything. They charge a standard fee of 2.75% per transaction. An early provider of mobile payment equipment and software, Square faces competition from established players like Visa and MasterCard, and also with tech companies. Key features of Square: 52-week high for this stock has been 87. Current price is 61, so it is trading $20 below its 52-week high. P ratio is around 100, that is way above PayPal, and that is even way above S&P 500. Return on equity is 26.5%, which is amazing. Generates free cash of $1 per share. Earning per share is 0.06 current earning, which is expected to grow around 5 times. So expected earning per share is 0.52. So more than 5 times, or approximately 9 times its earning is going to grow. Debt to asset is 23%, debt to common stock is 62%, 3 years average growth in US 39%, international growth 54%, EPS has been growing for last 3 years at a rate of 40%, and all the analysts believe that that growth rate is going to sustain. 48% of analysts right now recommend buying this stock. So we have discussed 2 growth stories: PayPal, which is the more established player, and Square, which is a newer kind of startup as compared to PayPal. Now Square has shown more growth, but it is priced around 100 PE, so it has to maintain that growth to justify that price earning, right? PayPal has been priced around 51 PE, which is also very high, but it is growing at a slower rate, so that justifies some kind of drop in price earning valuation. So if you're a growth investor, you try to find such themes. Overall industry is growing, companies are showing a lot of growth, like 40% earnings growth in Square in last 3 years. That's an amazing thing. So you're looking out for such growth stories. So thank you for listening, and follow us for weekly updates on different stocks.